My life wasn't perfect, yeah, I know that now. When it came crashing down, all I know is that I need you around. When it comes crashing down, all I need is not to feel so much alone. So step inside my zone, baby, you can give me everything I want. Everything I want. Always dance and sing. You're captivating me. All I need is to know that I'm in your heart and never be apart. All I need is not to feel so much alone. So step inside my zone, baby. I can give you everything you want. Everything you want.
climbing up 4 walls in my apartment. I can't spend another second with my brain. Gotta get up and get out, but there's a problem. Every time I go outside, I see your face. Wish you could be here right now, lay here by my side. All day, all day, all day. Tell me it's gonna be alright. We gon' work it out. No way, no way, no way. The floor is cold, it chills my bones. I'm all alone. Send me to you. It's been a month since you've been gone. I'm all alone. Send me to you. Where you at? Where'd you go, babe? Can't you see that I need company? I'm losing it, losing my way. Only get through when it's you plus me. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Honestly, can't you just call me? Where you at? Where'd you go, babe? let me fix my mistakes. Wish you could be here right now, lay here by my side, all day, all day, all day. Tell me it's gonna be alright, we gon' work it out. No way, no way, no way, yeah. The floor is cold, it chills my bones. I'm all alone, send me to you. It's been a month since you've been gone. I'm all alone, send me to you. Yeah. Oh. I still miss you. Still miss you. The floor is cold, it chills my bones. I'm all alone, still miss you. It's been a month since you've been gone. I'm all alone, still miss you.
Lately I've been feeling like somebody else. Heard you're moving on with someone new. My friends keep telling me that it was for the best, but I don't know if I will make it through. Cause every morning I wish you were here with me, watching the sunlight fill my room. Falling asleep at night, thinking about you and me. Why did you have to be so cruel? I guess I should have known it from the start, but baby, I was so caught up in you, picking up the pieces of my heart. Oh baby, let me hold you, I just wanna hold you. Girl, I know we said some things we didn't mean, but thought that we could figure this one out. Hate the fact that our love now is separate, but maybe someday you will realize. Cause every morning I wish you were here with me, watching the sunlight fill my room. Falling asleep at night, thinking about you and me. Why did you have to be so cruel? I guess I should have known it from the start, but baby, I was so caught up in you, picking up the pieces of my heart. Oh baby, let me hold you, I just wanna hold you. I guess I should have known it from the start, but baby, I was so caught up in you, picking up the pieces of my heart. Oh baby, let me hold you, I just wanna hold you. Cause every morning I wish you were here with me, watching the sunlight fill my room. I guess I should have known it from the start, but baby, I was so caught up in you, picking up the pieces of my heart. Oh baby, let me hold you, I just wanna hold you. I guess I should have known it from the start,
away, take it away. Feeling too good to me. Chilling all day, all in your space is where I wanna be. Here in this room, what did you do? I just can't get enough. Too caught up in your love. I've been trying to forget, but you won't let me. Something in my brain wants you. I've been hanging by myself, asking for help, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. All that I crave when you're away, nights are sleepless. Doing in space, yeah,
being number one
away,
isn't
boy,
easy.
You're my weakness. Give and take, the love that we make, it's my favorite drug. Too caught up.
Mic check 1 2. The levels look good. What up, y'all? Let's get ready.
Working overtime like crazy.
Let's do it.
Just to show
We
you
got another
how
show.
I really feel.
High value Shan.
Haven't had a single day of
Oh, that's the audio filters. Okay. What up, TikTok? Glad you guys are here. We are talking tonight. Waiter, check please.
Oh, baby. Can you even tell I'm under your spell? Oh, baby. I just wanna take a time to look at you so our eyes can finally meet. I just wanna take a time to look at you. Maybe that's when you will see that I'm falling hopelessly in love with you. 'Cause you're making me complete. I just wanna take a time to look at you. Will you let me?
Everybody hit the thumbs up.
Oh, I hope that someday you will notice.
What's up, TikTok? We live at YouTube over here. I don't know if I can. It's hard to. There we go. We live at TikTok at YouTube over here, but I'm TikTok on the phone. I always want my TikTok fam to tap in. Okay, cool. I see y'all piling in. What up, Tara? What up, Brian? What up, Ed? What up, Fred? Miss Applebottom. DeWitt, what up? We're gonna talk about some stuff. Red flags. I'm talking to the men tonight. I'm talking about red flags. There's a trend of men not approaching women these days. We're gonna discuss that a little bit. We're going to talk about money-obsessed women. We're going to talk about women who trash talk other people. Women who lie about the small stuff. Women who never take accountability. Women who flirt with everybody. These are things that over the decades of me dating, I've come to realize I wish somebody would have taught me this a long time ago. I wish somebody would have taught me this a long time ago. What up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of High Value Shan. We're not only Shan a high value man, so is the content. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure if you're rewatching the show, hit the thumbs up. What did I say? Discussion for everyone. Why do I have that at this section?
That doesn't make any sense. Nevertheless, today we are talking about the red flags that men should look out for in women early on. So much that I wish I would have known. For those that don't know, I am twice married, twice divorced. I'm cool with my exes, but there's a lot of people that aren't. I learn from my mistakes and I teach from my mistakes so I can show men what not to do so they don't end up like me. You don't want to end up divorced. You don't want to get into a marriage. Who marries to divorce? Well, you know, I take that back. Some people do. There's a group of people who out there who are intentionally getting married to get divorced to get as much as they can out of somebody else. But I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who have the whole, when I get married, divorce is not an option. Or when I get into a relationship, we're doing it for the long haul. You may not get married. You may just want to have a life partner. You may just, TikTok, you get what I'm saying? You may just want to get with somebody and have a life partner. You guys don't want to get married. You don't want to involve the courts. You don't want to involve, the state. Everybody signs a prenup. I tell people this all the time. Everybody signs a prenup. It's the only difference is it your prenup or is it the one the state already creates for you? Everybody has every married person in America signed a prenup. Everybody did. The only difference is, did you create it? Did you write your own? Or are you using the predetermined set prenup established by the state? When people get into arguments about why should I sign a prenup? What you planning on breaking up? All you got to do is say, baby, we signed one anyway. The moment that you sign your marriage certificate, you just signed a prenup. The moment you sign a marriage certificate, you just signed a prenuptial agreement with your spouse. It was only difference is it was pre-written by the state. What up, Marcus? Good to see you, brother. Hooah! Thank you, man. I'm glad you're here. Appreciate you guys. Oh, man, at TikTok, I got the lives coming up. 400 likes. Thank you for hitting that like button. Yeah, we are talking. Who plans to get divorced? Who plans to get divorced? I think I want to get married again. I think there's a person that I'd like to get married to. That's on my mind. That's doing that. She makes me feel good. I think, but I don't know. I'm still scared. I'm spooked. I do know one thing, though. If we don't create our own prenuptial agreement between me and her, the state is going to establish one. Did you guys know that everybody signs a prenuptial agreement when they get married? What up, MC Squared? Yeah, that's right. Hit the like button, man. I appreciate you. The only difference is you could use the one that's pre-written by the state or you could write one yourself. If you write one yourself, it overrides the prenuptial agreement that the state creates for you. So there is no reason to get upset when somebody says, let's do a prenuptial agreement. Ladies, this is to you. I'm talking to the women. Ladies, there is no reason you should get upset if your man asks you for a prenuptial agreement. Gentlemen, in the event that you want to ask a woman for a prenuptial agreement, here is she, and you're worried about her getting mad. In the event she responds with the bullshit like, well, wait a minute. You don't trust me? You planning on breaking up? A prenup agreement just means that, you already planning for failure. All the tropes that you've been hearing. No, say this. Baby, listen. If we don't create our own prenuptial agreement, the state will create one for us. If you don't sign our own prenuptial agreement that you and I together establish, we will have to use the pre-built prenuptial agreement that the state creates for us. Light Spiritual Warrior says you can override the one you write to. Exactly. Oh, he's an attorney. He's an attorney. He's in the well, he says just stop. I don't know if he's telling me to just stop. He knows I'm telling the truth. If you don't, I know this divorce attorney, light spiritual warrior, realizes that if people do not create their own prenup, that they have to use the one from the state, there's nothing to stop. I'm telling the truth. Only reason he would want me to tell me to stop is because he's a shitty attorney. I don't know if he is a shitty attorney or not. I would imagine that he's somewhat good. So if he's somewhat good, then he realizes that everybody signs a prenuptial agreement. You either create one of yourself or you use the one that the state is giving you. If you go into your marriage without one, the marriage certificate already has a prenuptial agreement attached to it. Find out what the divorce proceedings are or whatever the laws are in your particular state in terms of property, in terms of child support, in terms of alimony. All those things will be determined by your state if you don't have a prenuptial agreement established in advance. So with that said, who gets into a relationship expecting to get divorced? Nobody wants that. I certainly don't want that. I doubt that anybody listening to me right now wants that. Nicole said, I never understood why women would get mad if a man asks you to sign a prenup. Oh, well, it makes sense to me, Nicole. I can see why. Oh, Light Spiritual Word said, I was saying just stop because you keep repeating the same thing. No, yeah, that's what I do. Sometimes I have to repeat it over and over again to make a point. Also, people come into the show late. It's a podcaster thing. We're taught to repeat things at least 3 times, sometimes because people come in late and because some people don't get it. But Nicole says, yeah, Nicole says some women doesn't understand that. Women are protected in a prenuptial agreement. Ladies, you're protected. You're not required to sign the paperwork. You can look at the paperwork and say, I don't like this line and I don't like this part, and this part right here doesn't seem too fair, and I'd like to rechange this. Let's rewrite this part here because I intend to do this. I want to add a particular clause that's going to require you to do a certain thing, or if you do something that this is what happens. Ladies, it's a contract that protects you as well, that you hope that you never use. Your prenup is an agreement that you hope to never use. But are you using your prenup or are you using the one from the state that you're getting married in? So, gentlemen, since I'm talking to you tonight, we are talking about the things that you need to pay attention to so you don't even have to worry about the prenup. I wish I had these points given to me before I got married, both times. I have members in my family right now going through some shit. I have men in my family and women in my family, married, going through some shit with the people that they brought into our family. And there are red flags that they ignored that I don't think they knew at the time that they had the butterflies and fell in love and was head over heels in love with this particular person. Mind you, I got men and women going through it in my family. But that's common, right? I mean, what's the divorce rate? The divorce rate in the Black community is at 60%. The national average across everybody is what? A little over 50? Everybody's just breaking up. I mean, it's almost like you have a better chance of losing and getting in. And what up, MR? You have a better chance of getting a divorce than you do have staying together. And the things that I've learned, to pay attention to, I wish I would have been told about this, because you always expect, how you expect some people to be what you are? It's like, man, I think like that, so I would imagine you would think like that. And or if you get with somebody, you would think that they would come to be that because maybe they haven't done it yet, but you'd get it eventually. That's just not the case. People see things differently. I mean, when you look at politics, Democrats and Republicans, Democrats believe that Republicans are evil. But dig this. Republicans believe that Democrats are evil. They believe that they're evil based on their convictions and the things that they believe, their personal beliefs and their personal values. It's not like somebody is, you know what, you make sense, but I'm just going to fight you anyway. No, they really believe the bullshit that they think, Democrats and Republicans. A lot of people believe what they believe, and that's what makes America kind of really special and great, because we all have the freedom to believe what we believe, and prayerfully we get with somebody in a couple, in a romantic union, we find somebody who is kind of like thinks like we do, who believes what we believe, so we can get along and hang out together and fall in love and procreate, create more people that just look just like us and think like us. Problem is, some people change over time. How do you know they're going to change? You got to look at the red flags, and we're going to talk about those tonight. We got to look at the red flags. We got to look at the stuff that a lot of people ignore because the sex is good, because he's tall and handsome, or maybe he's rich, got money, or maybe she's super sexy, or she does that special thing in the bedroom that you've never had done before, and you want to keep that going for as long as you can. We overlook a whole lot of problems in people simply because there's something else that seems to be better until it's not. Gentlemen, since I'm talking to you, first things first. Do you have a program? Now, what I mean by a program is I believe that men have a certain duty to women. I believe that men have a certain duty to society. We build, we create, we produce, we manufacture, we make the world go round. Men are the head of households. I believe in gender roles. I believe in marital gender roles. I believe that there's a place for me in a relationship. There's a place for my woman in a relationship. That's what I believe. If you don't believe that, maybe this podcast ain't for you. You can tune away now. If you believe in the equal 50-50 partnerships, I just talked about this. I just did a show called There's No Such Thing as Equity in a Relationship. There's no such thing as you bringing to the table what I'm bringing to the table. And no, that's all bullshit. Nobody brings to the table equality. There's no equality and there's no equity. Neither one. There's no equity nor equality in a relationship. It's about what you negotiate and what you can tolerate. And for me, and what I teach in the SR Army is for you, gentlemen, to be the leader of your household. That's what I believe. But it requires a certain kind of man to lead effectively. First things first, all men who are expected to or who are planning to get married must have a program. What do we mean by program? A program is a destination that everybody is getting on your bus and going. See, a lot of men are out here just aimlessly moving, don't know what the fuck is going to happen, not sure what's going to happen next week, don't know what the plan is next month, not sure where they're going to be next year. Just, as we say, flying by the seat of their pants. There's a lot of men out here just flying by the seat of their pants, aimlessly moving and just blowing in the wind. No plan, no expectation, no milestones, no goals, seemingly no purpose. If you don't have a program and the standard operating procedure that you do on a daily basis to achieve the goals that you have set in said program, then you don't deserve a woman. You don't, gentlemen. You don't. If you don't know where the hell you going, why are you going to bring somebody with you? If you don't know how to get there, why are you bringing somebody with you? Now, you may not have all the steps down pat, but you at least got an outline as to what you want to do. What does your 5-year plan look like, brother? What does your 10-year plan look like? Where do you expect to be in 20 years? If you can't answer those questions, what are you doing dating? I believe that you have no business out there bothering a woman, trying to bring her up under your covering, and you don't know where you're going. But with that said, if you do got a program, I'm talking to the producer males now. I'm not talking to Pookie. If you do got a program, if you do have a destination and you know where you're going and you have a plan on how to get there, and you've set milestones and dates and deadlines, and you're achieving them. Maybe you're in school, brother. Maybe you're in a trade program. Maybe you are maybe you're an entrepreneur. You started something. You do have a destination and you do have a program. Oh, you're my kind of guy. I am not talking to the gentlemen that don't have anything going on and don't know where they're going. There's a lot of them. Some of you guys have them in your family. Some of you guys are probably listening and you figuring it out. That's what I'm here for. If you don't have that under control, don't worry about it. Get with me. I mean, that's what the Army is for. If you see, that's what the SR Army is for. Go to srarmy.com. Let's talk. Set up an appointment with me. Let me book a session. Let me speak with you and figure out what's going on. If you're kind of like confused, aimless, not sure what you're doing, not sure how you getting there, I'd love to talk to you. I'm not easy to talk to though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not easy. I'm a drill sergeant of sorts. If you're looking for somebody to talk to you nicely, don't call me. If you're looking for somebody to give you some good, motivational words and to rile you, no, I'm not. I'm gonna talk shit about because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna evaluate your life. I'm gonna find out where you've been. I'm gonna find out where you are, and I'm gonna ask you where you're going. And if none of that shit makes sense, I'm gonna talk shit about you. I'm gonna break you down. That's just me. That's how I do it. I don't sugarcoat words. I'm not nice. I'm not Major Shan. Yeah, I'm not a nice guy. I'm kind. I'll be kind to you, but I'm not. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I believe shame is important. I believe telling the truth is important. Shout out to my man JT Coin Rings, brother. I appreciate you being here. Always supporting. JT Coin Rings with the super chat support. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Kapashia says, word, if you will, men should protect women and their children. Absolutely. That's what we're here for. I think you are doing great things. Men need to hear, teach and care about masculinity. Yes. Shout out to Kapashia 48. Gentlemen, if you don't have a program, you're not sure what you're doing, you're not sure how you're getting there, you should not be dating. That's how I feel. I know there's a lot of pickup artists out there. There's a lot of guys that says, no, fuck that. You don't need to, you should, no. Those dudes, those are the guys that steer you wrong. Those are the OGs like me that's in my age bracket. I'm 52 years old. So those are the guys that's my age that grew up around me that steered me wrong. And that is passing on that shitty information to men. And now look at the state that we're currently in. A lot of weak men today, right? We got a lot of weak men today, right? But I'm talking to the men that got a plan. That's like, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. This is where I'm gonna do it. This is when I'm gonna do it. The what, when, where, and how. The men that got a program, you deserve a solid, good woman. Yes, you do. What else are you doing it for? You deserve a solid, good woman under your covering, if you got that under control. Now, here's the next part to this. I should have highlighted this on the computer screen, but I didn't. For the men that I'm speaking to tonight that got their shit together, that has a program, that is talking to or dealing with or is interested in getting with a solid, good woman, here's something that I was sold 20 years ago that we are not selling anymore to men. Ladies, you may not like this. I'm not talking to Pookie. I'm not talking to Ray Ray. This show is not for him unless he wants to no longer be a shiftless, aimless, homosexual playboy. If he wants to be the kind of guy that wants to level up and become the man that he needs to be, this is for him. But if you still want to play the field and be out there and smack and doing all that, then this show is not for you, bro. I'm just not here for that. I'm with the solid guys. I'm with the solid men. I'm talking to the solid men that just need a little guidance. Gentlemen, one thing that was sold to me was be nice. Men are too goddamn nice. Ladies, men are too nice, have been too nice, too accommodating. MC Recovery and Relapse, what up, man? Hoo-ah! My man is in the house with the super chat support. Thank you, brother. Gentlemen, we have been too nice. I don't mean abusive. Don't get this mixed up with abuse. No man should abuse anybody. Men, women, or children. No men should abuse anybody physically or mentally, by the way. We don't abuse nobody. But we don't have to necessarily be nice. We should be firm in our convictions. Far too often, men are overly nice to the level of simp or rock solid as a simp. And if he's not interested in getting anything from a particular woman, he's pandering. Remember, I'm going to do a show on the difference between simps and panderers. But if you're simp and pandering, or you're overly nice just to get into a woman's good graces, that's going to fail for you in the long run, brother. Appreciate the super chat. MR with the super chat. This conversation is needed. Have an open mind, men, so you can expand your growth. Exactly. Let me throw that up on the screen. We are MR. We talking to the men that got their head on straight. I only fuck with men that got their head on straight. You'll never see me out and about. You'll never see me tossing a couple drinks back. You'll never see me out at an event. You'll never see me at a mixer or I'm here in Los Angeles. Hollywood is right up the street. You'll never see me anywhere with a bunch of bums. I don't hang out with bums. And so I'm talking to the men that got their head on straight but just need a little bit of guidance. That's who we talking to tonight, MR. The men that know where they want to go, have a plan, and is executing it right now, but maybe having some issues or maybe socially awkward, especially when it comes to women. I'm talking to them. I wish I would have got this game years ago when I was younger. Men are too goddamn nice, and you don't tell women what they need to hear. Far too often, you want to restrict what you think, what you feel, and how you want to move with a woman so you can be in her good graces. Those days are over, gentlemen. You need to tell women exactly what the deal is. Oh, but women don't want to hear the truth. What does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with you? Oh, I don't want to tell her how I really feel, man, because she can't handle it. What does that have to do with you? If she can't handle it now, she ain't gonna handle it as your girlfriend. She's not gonna handle it as your wife. If she can't handle it today, early in the relationship, she'll never be able to handle it. That's right. Nice and polite gets misunderstood. That's a bar. Men have been far too nice. You know how many times, listen, I told you guys, I was the blue pill, soft, I got a whole playlist of all these songs that we grew up on in R&B in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s, from Freddie Jackson to 112 to R. Kelly I got a whole playlist of songs that just indoctrinated us with being suckers for women. Had us singing in the rain and shit. Do you guys remember the music videos from the 90s? Everybody, all the men was singing in the rain and they begging for her, please, baby, please. I just need you to come on home to me. And this is after she cheated on him with another nigga, right? It's in the lyrics. She got smashed out by another dude, and he outside in front of her house in the rain, ripping his shirt open, singing, baby, please, I'm sorry. That's the shit that was taught to me, man. That was taught to me, and women expected it. Those days are over. What up, Chaos? Good to see you, Chaos. That was expected of women. That was expected of men. Women expected men to be that way. And we tried to do that because we thought that by being that kind of guy, that our investment would get a return. And it didn't. It panned out differently. So tonight, I'm going to tell you guys the things that men should avoid in women early on. Early on. Men are far too goddamn nice to women. Men are far too goddamn nice to women. Now, these things that I'm going to talk about are only good, gentlemen, if you yourself do not do these things. Meaning, I'll give you an example. Number one is the constant drama. But if you are interested in constant drama, if you're the kind of guy that's on the shade room or there's always gossiping, then it's not going to really work because you're going to attract that kind of woman. You're going to hate it when it backfires on you, but you were that. So everything that I'm telling you, I'm getting ready to tell you guys that you should that you should look out for in a woman. You have to make sure that you are not this yourself. This is why masculinity is important, because the things that I'm getting ready to talk to you about are not masculine. These are typical traits of women, and there's a lot of men that were raised by single women that picked up a lot of these feminine traits, and they've incorporated this into their personalities, and I'm seeing it play out. I'm having people around me crash out now. I got men in my life right now that I'm counseling and talking to and working with that's crashing out because he never had masculine influence while growing up. All he had was women. So it's important that when I go through these things that you guys realize that this is not you. You may think it's cute in a woman, and this is where I'm trying to teach it to you, but you got to make sure that this is not you. First things first, though, you got to have a program, gentlemen. I can't emphasize this more. This is why I don't want men in their 20s taking dating serious. I do not want men in their 20s taking dating serious. I want women in their 20s to take dating serious. I don't want men to I like age gap dating. I have no problem with a 25-year-old woman dating a 33-year-old man. I don't think that's a problem. That's an 8-year age gap. Fuck it, go 20 years. I don't care how far you go. A 24-year-old girl and a 34-year-old guy, I think is absolutely fine. A lot of people think that's weird. I don't. I think it's the best combination because you got a woman in her prime and you got a man in her prime. You have a man that has focused and should be on his path to success and could be the man that he needs to be for her and the children that they will create. And you got a woman that can follow his lead. I don't believe in struggle love, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. If I don't subscribe to struggle love. I don't need two 22-year-olds trying to figure it out. And he hollering at her. I remember, I don't do 50-50. The whole 50-50 thing, that's some bullshit. But I'm an old school cat. I get it. And a lot of men have a good argument for the 50-50. It's just that I don't come from that era. I come from a hyper masculine era. There's no such thing as toxic masculinity where I come from. So we don't do 50-50. We cover it all, but I'll explain why. In fact, that's a good segue. The woman that you dating, is she willing to quit her job and come work for you if you're an entrepreneur? let me just talk. This is just a sidebar. This is a sidebar conversation to the entrepreneur men, not the men with the 9-to-5. Maybe you got a solid 9-to-5. You got a pension plan, a 401k. Maybe you are the vice president, regional director of Acme Incorporated, and you got a solid job, and you're gonna rock out there for 20 years before you retire. Okay, that's fine. Entrepreneurs. I'm talking to the entrepreneurs, to the men that make their own money. Is your woman willing to quit her job and come work for you? Are you strong enough to ask a woman to quit her job and come work for you? This is what I mean by having a program. Now, you can't have her come work some penny ante bullshit self-employment hot dog cart out in front of Dodger Stadium. I'm not asking you to have your girl out there, heating up hot dogs and asking, do they want ketchup or sauerkraut on the hot dogs at the hot dog stand? Now, if you are building a system and because there's a difference between self-employed and entrepreneurship. I teach this in the SR Army. There's self-employed and then there's entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs have a system. So maybe you have a hot dog cart today, but tomorrow you'll have a fleet of hot dog carts, and you ain't out there flipping hot dog. You ain't caramelizing the onions and spreading on mustard. You got 15 hot dog carts out there running, and you got a whole fleet of them at your warehouse, and you got people working for you, and you and your woman is working at, and she is the manager of all, incoming money, or maybe she's the manager of making sure all the supplies are purchased. Maybe she's in charge of all the personnel. Maybe she's hiring and firing new cooks to come in and work so you can expand your hot dog business. That's a difference. But if you're just a graphic designer and you know your way around Photoshop, and you just make logos, and you talking about you need your woman to come work, I'm not talking to you, bro. I'm not talking to the guy that's just a graphic designer. I'm talking to the guy that is an entrepreneur, not the self-employed. I'm talking to the man who is an entrepreneur, not just self-employed. Are you willing to ask your woman to quit her job to work for you? That's something I want to put on your mind. That's something that I want you to take into consideration before we get into these points. All right. Now, fellas, I want you to keep your head on straight. And I want you to keep your heart intact. Because when your head is screwed loose and your heart is broken, none of the shit that I'm getting ready to talk about is going to make sense. It's not going to make any sense. We're talking about the red flags that I want you to pay attention to. I have this quote. I say, if you pay attention to the red flags early, imagine how much time you'd save. If you pay attention to the red flags early, imagine how much time you save. I wish I would have paid attention to the red flags early. Imagine how much time I would have saved in my earlier relationships. I wish the women that I dated paid attention to my red flags. You think I went in there unscathed? You think I was a perfect guy? I wasn't. I was a shitty dude in a lot of different ways. I wish that she would have paid attention to my red flags, and then I would have saved her time. I would have saved her time. This goes both ways. I'm not one of those dudes that just bash one way. I'm an equal opportunity basher. I bashed the men and the women, and I was a shitty person in a lot of ways for those women. The ways that I was shitty to her is good for a different type of woman. So she was a good woman. I'm a good dude. We just weren't good for each other. And so my red flags was ignored by her, and her red flags was ignored by me. And I could have saved her a lot of time. So, gentlemen, but here's some universal behaviors that I need you to avoid in women. Modern women particularly. Modern women particularly. Like I told you, the first one is constant drama. the constant drama magnet. Is your woman always in some goddamn crisis? Is she always in some crisis, you guys? I know you think that might be cute. Some guys say, I like my woman spicy. No, you don't. Trust me, you don't. Oh, I like her a little, I want an educated ghetto chick. No, you don't, brother. No, you don't. Let me tell you right now, let me save you the headache and heartache. No, you don't. Every Tuesday, she got a problem. Every Thursday night, she tunes into that reality TV show, that Real Housewives or wherever the fuck. You can learn a lot about a woman, gentlemen, by what entertains her. Is she entertained by the Real Housewives and the fights that they have in Atlanta? Is she entertained? Does that drive her? Is she in the chat talking to other girls about what I don't even know the character names on these fucking shows. Does she come home from work talking about her coworkers every other day? Is she always in some kind of drama? Is she a drama magnet? Is she in beef? Does she beef with the PTA at the school? Does she have a problem with her sisters, her cousins? Does she always have some sort of drama in her life? Now, she may be involving you so you can help her fix it. Let me tell you something. Some women operate. In fact, a lot of women only know how to operate and move in chaos. They don't know how to move in a cool, calm, collective, organized, effective, and efficient life. You can tell this. Let me be clear, gentlemen. One quick way to tell this is how nasty her car is. Red flag number one, constant drama. The red flag to that red flag is how neat or fucked up her car is. Is her trunk a goddamn mess? Is her back seat a goddamn mess? Does she have shit all over the place? Is her tires bald? Is the check engine light on? Is her car smoking? Does the windshield wipers have good rubber on the blades? You can tell a lot about a woman by what entertains her and how neat and organized her life is. If you had the ability to see her vehicle, gentlemen, if it's fucked up, if she's like moving stuff around so you can get in, so y'all can, if she has to go, if she's reaching in the back seat, fiddling over papers and it's like, oh, it's here somewhere. Run. I'm gonna just tell you right. I'm saving you some time, dude. I've done it. This Uncle Shan talking to you guys. I've been there. I've already tried this. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm not telling you what I heard. Did you get a chance to go to her apartment? Is it clean? Does she maintain a tidy, neat, and clean and dusted apartment or house? Or is her home fucked up? And only reason she cleaned up is because you were coming over. Those kind of women are drama magnets. Believe me when I tell you. Gentlemen, if you drive a car that's a goddamn mess, you are a drama magnet too. If your house is a mess, your apartment is a mess, your bedroom is a mess, you, gentlemen, are a drama magnet as well. I have this one, I do business consultations, and one of the things I teach people is make up your bed before you go to work. A lot of people don't like to make up their bed before they go to work. They get out their bed and they start their day. One way that you can tell on somebody, you can tell if somebody's going to be effective at work is knowing if they made their bed or not. I don't even want to get into that because it's a whole show and it's a whole class. Actually, it's a seminar. It's a webinar or a seminar actually, because I do it in person. And that's one of my originals. I learned that in the military, because when I joined the military in 1991, I didn't understand why in boot camp my drill sergeants had us do 45-degree angles on our linen. When we made our bed, we had to have an exact 40. He came in with an angle square. My drill sergeant would come into the barracks with an angle square to make sure that our beds was 45 degrees. It did. I was 19 years old. It didn't make sense to me then. But it made sense later on. It made sense later on. And I noticed the difference between the soldiers that didn't give a shit about how their bed was made versus the ones that did, and how fast they got promoted and how fast they were put in charge of a platoon themselves. It's little small stuff. You guys hear it. The success is in the details. God is in the details. Gentlemen, if you keep a nasty house and a nasty car, I don't expect you to have a woman that keeps a nice house and a nice car. But sometimes those two people hook up. That's a disaster. That's a train wreck waiting to happen. But if you're the kind of man that keeps a nice home, neat, organized, you know where everything is. You put your keys where they're supposed to go. You're probably the kind of guy that don't like a lot of drama. Let me tell you something. If she's watching a whole lot of Real Housewives of this and a whole lot of reality TV show of that, if she's on the Shade Room and on World Star and all she cares about is tea, she wants the tea. You got a woman who always wants the tea on some celebrity or what's going on, and she ain't no content creator. I could see you wanting the tea, and you're going to report on it because you have a show and you want to talk about it because maybe that's the bread and butter, or that's the way you cut you learn stuff, or maybe you are in the entertainment industry. But if you ain't in the entertainment industry, you don't got no podcast, and you just interested in the tea, you just generally, just so you can get your shit going, you interested in the tea, I want all men, I'm instructing all men to stay away from you, ladies. I'm instructing all men to avoid you. I know you might be pretty, but if your ass is a drama magnet, we're staying away from you. If you're always fighting with your family, cousins, and friends, and it's always something, and you go to the cookout, you go to the picnic, you go to Thanksgiving dinner, and you fighting with somebody all the time, gentlemen, avoid the constant drama magnets. Stay away from those women. That's number one. It might be cute. Let me tell you something, fellas. It might be cute at first, but you could see this really early on. These are everything I'm telling you guys is shit you could notice immediately. It doesn't take 6 months to get this. By the way, these points that I'm gonna give you guys tonight is not things that I didn't realize that until after I got married to her. Nah, dog, you knew this date number 1 or 2. You didn't discover she was a drama magnet. You didn't discover that she loves the Real Housewives or whatever the fuck after you got married, dog. You knew that way on, but you ignored it. Ignore women that you know what? I forgot. I made points. I'm gonna put that on the screen. See that right there? Where's it at? Right there on the screen. Constant drama magnets. Stay away from those. You guys can't see it at TikTok. It's over at the YouTube show, because the YouTube we got the wide screen, the whole nine. But you guys can hear it, so I appreciate you guys. Tio says bounce a quarter off the bed. Exactly. That made sense afterwards. It didn't make sense to me when I was in boot camp, Tio, but now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Gentlemen, avoid women that are drama magnets. You don't want to be around that. You don't want her dragging you into it. You don't want her coming home. Let me tell you what Karen said today. Oh, babe, I'm on my lunch break. You get the phone call on lunch break. Let me tell you what the fuck happened. I don't even know what I'm going to do, because if that bitch says one thing to me, then I might not be working here. No, brother, get rid of her. Throw that. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you, get rid of the woman that's a constant drama magnet. All right. The next one, gentlemen, number 2. The next one that I need you to pay attention to. These are things that you can discover at the first date. That's why I used the artwork that I did for the show. You can get this on dinner, number 1. You can get this on date, number 1. When you guys go to an event, she flirts with everyone but you. This is something that I had to think about. Have you ever gone to an event? Maybe it's a birthday party. Maybe it's a company Christmas party. Maybe it's a college event. Maybe it's a industry event. Maybe it's a mixer of sorts. Have you ever gone to an event? Hey, I got this thing going on, and or maybe you're going to the jazz fest. I got this thing going on. I was, you want to? It's a bunch of my friends, but I want you to come along. You bring her along with you. You bring her along with you. Gentlemen, you want an easy litmus test to find out what kind of headache you're going to have later on in the future? Find out how she moves when you bring her around other people. Does she? Now, it's a difference between a woman who knows how to work the room, and it's another one who giggles at your buddy's jokes excessively. It's one thing to bring a woman that's making you look good because you're at the event with her. It's another thing, what my man say, whatever she's feeding her mind will be on display. Exactly. It's another thing that she's excessively friendly with motherfuckers that she has no business being excessively friendly with. You know what she's doing? She's keeping her options open, brother. That's the precursor to monkey branching. That is the precursor to a woman monkey branching. I've taught you guys what monkey branching is, right? Where a woman holds on to you and swings to grab onto the next man, but she doesn't let go of you yet. She doesn't let go of you. She swings to grab the next man. And once she locks onto him and gets a firm grip of him, she'll let you go quick. And then she'll move on to the next. That's how it's the way that women move in hypergamy to make sure that she's getting the best that she can possibly get. Some women they don't understand where they rank in the sexual marketplace, and they think they're more valuable than they are. And so she'll let go of you when you're actually the best thing that she can get. And then she ends up falling out the tree. But when you got a woman that is the kind that flirts with everybody, is laughing with everybody and and this is in your circle, by the way, or even it doesn't matter if it's even her circle. That's a red flag, brothers. And then there's a caveat to this. Pay attention. There's a caveat to this. Does she flirt with you at these events? When you take her to the next wherever, I don't care if it's a concert. I don't care if it's a cousin's birthday party. I don't care if it's the next Super Bowl watch party or the pool party. Maybe you guys are gonna go to the Grammy Awards, whatever the hell. Does she touch on you, hold your hand, grab your arm, make sure she rubs on your chest? Is she is she showing affection to you and closed off to others? Or are y'all there like, two homies that just pulled up to the event? Like, y'all met up there or some shit. Y'all not in a relationship or nothing. And she's working the room and talking to people and laughing and excessively flirty with everybody else and sitting having long conversations over by the bar with this one guy. While you waiting and shit, you sitting around, you by the table that you guys have, and you sitting over there waiting, and she's over there just chopping it up. She's chopping it up with him. Mind you, let me tell you something. There's always going to be a great excuse as to why she was talking to him. Trust me. She's going to tell you that he's the executive of such and such, and he can hook you. She's going to make it seem like she was doing that for you. She's going to make you think that she was talking to him for you. Bullshit. She's going to tell you that she was flirting or working it or talking to or exchanging social media handles or phone numbers or doing all this stuff for you. That's what she's going to tell you. Nah, bruh. Red flag number 2. Red flag number 2. If your woman is flirting with everybody but you, if she has not showed that I belong to him in a public setting, if your woman does not show everybody looking, everybody at spitting distance that I belong to him, don't even try me, that's a red flag. You don't want a woman that's out there batting her eyelashes at the bartender, man, because she's gonna circle the block when you ain't around. I hope you guys are tracking. Ladies, I know you guys are watching. We got about 100 women over here at TikTok. We got 15 people over here at YouTube. Listen, if you like this guy, you better listen to what I'm telling the men right now, because tonight's a men's show. But ladies, you can reverse engineer everything I'm talking about. Do I do that? Do I watch, like, what was the first one I told you guys? Over women who are, obsessed with drama. Damn, do I love the Real Housewives of Wichita, Kansas? Do I fight with my coworkers all the time? Am I always in beef with my cousin, my sister, my mama? I wonder, is he talking about me? I probably am. I wonder, ladies, are you the woman I'm talking to that has a nasty ass car? Like right now, you don't have time to go outside and fix it up. Right now, as you hear my voice, is your car fucked up? The back seat got papers and trash and crumbs and French fries in the side of the seat. You got empty soda cans in the back seat. Is your car nasty? Heaven forbid I pop the trunk. If I go and pop the trunk on your car right now. Oh, I forgot to flip this camera at TikTok. Hold on one second, you guys. There we go. Ladies, if I go and flip the trunk on your car and open up the trunk on your car, is it a mess? Then I'm talking about you. And I want men to avoid you. I want men to avoid you, right? I do not want any successful man to be fooled by you because you can't even keep a nice car. How the hell you gonna keep a nice home? So as I give men these points of what to avoid, ask yourself, is that me? Ask yourself, is that me? Are you the kind of woman that flirts with everyone? Did you go to the fight party? Went to the fight, Mayweather, or not Mayweather, but whoever. Somebody's fighting. Or did you go to the Super Bowl party? Or you going to the NBA Finals party? Or did you go to wherever? And you did not show the entire crowd that man is yours. Early on. Were you treating him like he was the homie that pulled up? And then you were talking. Did you talk to somebody for too goddamn long when you guys was at the basketball game? Ladies, was that you? That's all I'm asking. Because if that's you, I don't want men to deal with you. Gentlemen, if that's the woman that you got right now, you might as well get rid of her now. Trust me, that's not something that you're going to work out. She's not going to work. Well, you know what? If she's over 30, you can forget about it. If she's under 30, I got a whole different class for that because there's ways you can work that. But if she's over 30, that is baked in the cake. You are not going to be able to remove those ingredients from that cake. It is baked in. And it's a waste of time, man. That is going to require a complete mindset shift and new software updated to that woman. And it's very rare today that you can make that change. So if you don't have the time, brother, and you don't have the energy, some brothers got time and energy. I typically have a lot of time and energy and pour into people who need help. I ain't doing it no more. Just get rid of that. It's a waste of time, man. The next thing, everybody knows this one. Number 3, she never takes accountability. Now, this one kind of goes without saying, but I couldn't ignore it. Is everything somebody else's fault? I like the term, are you the only thing right in the wrong world? Did she spill coffee and it's some other reason why the coffee got spilled? Is traffic a conspiracy and she's late it's never just because she lost track of time. It's always because traffic was fucked up at 2 a.m. If your woman, gentlemen, the one that you're dating early, the one that you just met, can't own up to her own screw-ups, she'll blame you for everything later. If your woman cannot own up to her own screw-ups, she will blame you for everything later on. Trust me, it's a headache factory. Let me tell you something. I tell people this. This is what I teach people in the SR Army. I want all you guys to join the SR Army, by the way. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. All you got to do is go to srarmy.com. Join. See the perks. Scroll to the bottom. Hit the button. And you're in. What I tell people is, I say, if you want a life of ease, blame yourself for everything that goes wrong, even if you don't think it's your fault. When you blame yourself for everything that goes wrong, even when you initially think it's not your fault, what happens is when the truth comes out later, you get exonerated more than ever. Like if you are, what kind of example can I use? If you're late to an event, but it's somebody else that took forever to get dressed. You get to the event because you're driving and you say, hey guys, I'm sorry, I'm late. Me and my friends, I should have been earlier. It's my bad. When your friend says, now why did you say that? He's not late because of him. It took me longer to get dressed. If you have somebody that owns up, like if you got that kind of friend, which is the only friends I like to hang out with, by the way, and says, no, we're not late because of him. He was at my house waiting on me. I took too long to get dressed. You will be respected more for taking on the blame for somebody else's fuck up. If you accept responsibility for everything that goes wrong, you get exalted higher than normal when people realize that it was you that tried to make it right, or it wasn't your fault. So it's better just to say, I'm sorry or my bad. Now, back to what we're talking about. Women who never take accountability. If it's always somebody else's fault, if it's always her boss's fault, if it's always, she wrote up, let me give you guys another example. Bank of America. I don't know where you guys bank. Some of you guys bank at Wells Fargo. Some of you guys bank at Chase. Some of you guys bank with Navy Federal Credit Union. Some of you guys bank with Bank of America. Some of you guys bank with, a credit union. I don't know where everybody banks, right? Some of y'all got Cash App cards and that's all you got. Some of y'all got PayPal. Some of y'all got Venmo. There was a time, a lot of you guys don't remember because you're not as old as I am, that Bank of America was notorious. Bank of America was notorious for charging everybody for everything. And people hated Bank of America because of the fee that they had, because they was the first ones to go up to $35 for a bounce check. Everybody else back in the day was like $10, $15. Bank of America was like, fuck that. We charging $35. I think everybody charges $35 now, but Bank of America at the time went up and started charging people $35 for a bad check. Now, do you realize how many people was upset that Bank of America charged a lot of money for writing a bad check? This never made sense to me. I would always argue, why are you mad at Bank of America for charging you for writing a bad check when you were a bad money manager? You were a shitty steward over your bank account. You didn't reconcile your bank account to know how much money was in it so that you would write bad checks. That never made sense to me. And I realized later on, of course, a lot of this stuff that I'm telling you guys takes years and time. I realized that the people who complained about Bank of America, and this is friends and family, some of my frat brothers, some of my homegirls, people I grew up with, the shittier people in life, everybody that complained about, hey, I hate Bank of America. I hate Bank. They charge too much fees. I would always say they don't charge any fees if you don't screw up. It was always the people who had a shitty life. They either drove a shitty car, had a shitty job, they look shitty, they act shitty, they talk shitty. They were just bad people in general, are the ones that always hated Bank of America. And then I would always compare and contrast that to the people that were the people that had their shit together didn't give a damn if Bank of America charged $35 for a bad check. You know why? It's because they never wrote bad checks. They didn't write bad checks. How many of you guys, I know we don't really write checks these days anymore. Everything is electronic. You could, Zelle or Cash App or send money electronically or do online bill pay. But back in the day, if you guys did write bad checks, how many of you guys didn't have to worry about bad checks being written because you didn't write bad checks? You knew not to write a check for an amount of money that wasn't in your bank account. And if you did write a check, you made sure that the money was in there. You also didn't write a check, forget about it, and then turn around and spend money in your bank account because you just saw the balance. Your bank statement said that you got $1,000 in the bank. You wrote a check for $800 for your rent, but you somehow went shopping for shoes that cost $300. Not thinking of the $100 discrepancy. The people, gentlemen, the women you want to avoid are the women who hate the fact that Bank of America charges a fee for writing a bad check because she wrote the bad check. You need to avoid people who skirt accountability and put it on somebody else because of their own shitty behaviors. Because you can't keep your money together, you mad at the bank? Let me tell you something, gentlemen. The moment your woman can't keep something together, she's gonna blame you. She's gonna blame you for everything. If she's late, she's mad at you because you didn't give her the right kind of car to get there on time, or you didn't give her the right amount of money. It's gonna be some reason that it's not her fault. You have to avoid women. That's why I know we know accountability is like kryptonite. I've heard all the cliches. I know the talking points, but I wanted to really emphasize, I had to add this to the list because I wanted you guys to avoid and pay attention to, because you could hear this kind of stuff early on. You say, say you guys have a date. If she's late to the date and she blames traffic, how come she didn't just say, you know what, because I'm just bad with time management and there's really no excuse. I should have been here earlier. I could have been here earlier. I'm sorry. And I'll do better next time. When have you ever heard a woman say that? When have you heard that? You know what? I'm sorry I'm late because I should have left earlier and I didn't. I knew better, and I know what the traffic is like. I just didn't do it. I'm sorry. Is it always traffic? It's always traffic? Is it always somebody else's fault? Is it always somebody else's fault? Now, there is the occasional car accident. I understand that. There's the occasional car accident. I get that. And that's why you late, gentlemen. I am chronically late to everything. Oftentimes I show up late on purpose. Sometimes I show up late accidentally. I am chronically late. That is a red flag for me. I do not want to date a woman who can't stand a man who's always late, because I'm going to piss her off all the time. But let me tell you something. I'm not blaming somebody else. See, this topic here is not about whether you're late or not. It's about taking accountability for your actions. I'm not the one that's going to blame somebody else. If I know that there's traffic in my neighborhood or on Slauson Boulevard, Crenshaw, Wilshire Boulevard, Sunset, Hollywood, the 10 freeway, the 110, the 405, if I know that there's traffic, it's incumbent upon me to leave on time or early enough to get there so I'm not late. I know there's traffic, so how can I blame traffic? I know there's traffic, so how can I blame traffic? Blame myself. That's what I do. Gentlemen, you need to make sure you get a woman who blames herself when it's her fault. It's just that simple. It is just that simple. Write these things down. Pay attention. These are things that I want you guys to pay attention to early on. These are things that I want you guys to pay attention to early on. Ladies, since you're listening, I want you to reverse engineer everything I'm saying, because you need to pay attention to it. And every man. Gentlemen, you cannot expect a woman to not do the things I'm getting ready to talk about if you yourself do it too. Gentlemen, if you don't take accountability, oh, I can't stand a man that don't take accountability. I just thought of that. That's weird to me. That's weird to hear a man blame everything but himself when some shit don't go right. But there's men out there that do that. Ladies, avoid him. But tonight's show is not for the ladies. It's for the men. Men, avoid women who don't take accountability. But you better be the kind of man that takes accountability. All right? Next, number 4, gentlemen. Avoid women who is hot today, cold tomorrow. She's hot today, she's cold tomorrow. She puts you on a roller coaster. One day she's all over you. The next day, you can't find her. One day she's all over you. The next day she's ghosting you. One day she's sweet and kind. The next day she's snapping your head off. You don't want to be with a woman. This is about emotional stability. I don't want to call it emotional stability. I wanted to call it hot and cold. Because, everybody, that ridiculous term, emotional intelligence, right? I got EQ. I got a show coming up on that one too, about emotional intelligence and EQ and IQ. Nevertheless, I don't want to call it emotional instability. I want to call it hot and cold. I wanted to call it a woman who is hot and cold. The push-pull woman who's mysterious, and you don't know you don't know if she's coming or going. You don't know how she is. You talked to her on Monday and she was overly flirty and cool, and then when you spoke to her again on Wednesday, it's like, who the fuck are you? And what happened to the woman I was talking to on Monday? Now, the irony of this one is I'm a Gemini, and I don't really follow the zodiac shits like people do, but they say Geminis are twin, like we got multiple personalities. So it's funny for those that do follow the zodiac stuff that a Gemini is telling people about avoiding somebody who's hot and cold, because apparently I'm supposed to be the hot and cold motherfucker. I would argue that I'm not. I would argue that any woman that's ever been with me would realize that one day I'm not super cool and the next day I'm gone and don't want to be. That doesn't happen. That's why I don't really follow the zodiac shit. But for those that do follow it, it's interesting that a Gemini is telling you guys this. Gentlemen, avoid the hot and cold woman who's cool today and not cool the next day. You don't want somebody that you're not sure where the fuck she stands today until you talk to her. You don't want that. You need predictability. You want consistency in her mannerisms. You want consistency in her actions. You want consistency in her dialogue and dialect, in her affection, her sexual affection. You want consistency. You don't want a woman who wants to hear everything that you got to say on Thursday and don't want to talk to your ass on Saturday. You don't want somebody who is hot today, cold tomorrow. You don't want that. Gentlemen, it's important that you're not that yourselves. But you got to have somebody who's stable, who's kind of always the same. Now, you think that's spicy? Marry that and tell me how that works out for you. Marry that and tell me how that works out for you. You don't want somebody where you got to pull conversation out of her one day and the next day she's talking your head off. You don't, because that's going to drive you crazy. You need a woman who is consistent in her emotions. Well, let me remove emotions because I don't want to do. You want a woman who is consistent in her personality. It's important. All right. We're halfway through. Number 5, gentlemen. Money obsessed early. I want to emphasize early. Money obsessed early. I want to emphasize with the emphasis on the word early. Flipper mode, MR. That's the flipper mode. Gentlemen, I ain't saying she's a gold digger. I ain't saying she's a gold. Kanye said it, y'all. I ain't saying she's a gold digger. But if she's eyeing your watch, you know, she's checking out your AP. She's looking to see if you rocking a rollie. If she's checking out what kind of car. If she's paying attention on the first date and she's trying to think about what you can buy her, red flag. She is shopping for a sugar daddy, man, not a man. There's a lot of women out here that need to be taken care of, man. There's a lot of women out here that's hurting, dog. They hurting. MR, there are a lot of women out here that need a sponsor, brother. Don't be that dude. Even if you got it like that. Early on, typically around the first date, second date, she's checking out everything about you to see what she can get out of you. Listen, I understand something. Now, remember, I tell you that men, we're required. We are required, as far as I'm concerned, to effectively do the 4 Ps: provide, protect, problem solve, and procreate. Procreate, we typically don't have an issue with. A lot of men don't have a way to solve women's problems. But men, you got to be with a woman that you can solve her problems. Men, you got to protect your woman. I don't give a fuck. That's what we do, period. We protect our family. We protect our children. We protect our women. We protect our home, our property. We are protectors. That's what we are, men. Right? You hear a bump in the night, you get up. That's what you do. We could have a whole different conversation about submissiveness and how she needs to be quiet when you tell her to, so the situation doesn't get escalated. You guys see the police tapes where she just and the man says, "Be chill. No, fuck that. No, I need them to hear what I rap." Get rid of that woman. But that's a different show. We're gonna talk about that at a different time. Submissiveness. I can't protect what I can't control. I can't protect what I can't control. That's a different conversation, though. But the first one, provide. We are providers, gentlemen. We provide. That's what we do. Now, hear me out. Notwithstanding the fact that we provide, if you got a woman that's checking to see that if she seems obsessed with money early, yeah, she may want to know what your credit is. Yeah, she wants to know what kind of provider you could potentially be down the road, but that's not something that she needs to be obsessed with day one. And if you can detect, and this is a tough red flag to detect, gentlemen, because some women are really good at hiding the shit. But if you can detect that she's money obsessed, you can hear it in the things that she says, the dialect, some of the words, some of the keywords, some of the things she brings up. If she's complimenting some of the high ticket items that you own, and she's talking about it, and she seems overly obsessed with that, get rid of that early, man. That's a red flag. She's shopping for a sugar daddy. You'll be broke and sad before you know it, one way or the other. I told you guys about the prenups. Everybody signs one. You either create your own or you use a prenup that the state gives you. You're going to be broke and sad if you don't pay attention to a woman who's money obsessed early, because what you'll end up doing, gentlemen, is you're going to be always chasing the Joneses, trying to please her. I've been in a relationship where I had an Acura and she was mad that I had an Acura. So I ran out and got a Benz. And then she was mad at the model Benz that I got. So I had to step up and get the S500. I've been in this relationship, gentlemen. I'm not telling you guys what I think. I'm telling you what I know. I've been in a relationship where she was not satisfied with the Acura Legend. Y'all don't know about Acura Legends. It's some old school shit. It's 20 plus years ago. She wasn't cool with the Acura Legend. So I ran out and got a Benz, but she didn't like the Benz I got. So I had to step up and get the S500. Money obsessed too early is a red flag, gentlemen, because you'll be out there chasing the Joneses, trying to keep up, running yourself ragged just to please her. And the moment, let me tell you something, let me be clear. The moment that you miss the mark, the moment that you can't do a particular thing, buy a particular thing, take her a particular place, get her a particular gift, she might be out. More often than not, she is. More often than not, she is. My man said, why I'm not on King Talk no more. Are you missing me over there? Shout out to JR and the Lapeef Network. Gentlemen, you have to pay attention to women who are money obsessed early. It's a tough red flag to catch, but if you catch it, it's an easy decision. All right. Number 6 that I need all men to pay attention to. You can pay attention to this really early in a relationship. You can find this out really early in a relationship. Date number 1, date number 2, date number 3. In fact, you can discover this before you go on the first date. This is during that first initial phone call or FaceTime that you have. This is first conversation detection right here. This is the one I just gave you. Looking for women who are money obsessed early is kind of hard to find. This one here is easy as fuck. This one here is easy. People at TikTok, you can't see the screen. I have overlays on my screen over here that people at YouTube can see. You can't see it at TikTok, but I'm about to tell you. Shout out to the people at YouTube. You can see it. I just put it up here. Number 6. Number 6. Let me start off with this differently. I was told 30 years ago, before I officially started my business, I created my company in 1999, Rawls Enterprises. But before I started business, I was told by somebody, never do business with somebody who talks about their last business partner. That's another thing that kind of didn't make sense to me, because I was thinking, well, what if their business partner dogged them out? Or what if they hurt them? Or what if they fucked them over or something like that? And it's okay to vent. This is a very successful individual, multimillionaire, that told me, he said, Shannon, listen to me and listen to me well. Never do business with somebody who talks shit about their last business partner. That was the statement. He didn't get into the weeds, because see, rich people don't typically get into the weeds about stuff unless you are their mentee. I was not his mentee, right? So he just gave me the cliff notes. He didn't break it down or show it to me. So it kind of didn't make sense to me, but it makes sense now. And I'm transcending that over into dating. Gentlemen, avoid women who trash talks others. This is an easy one. Avoid women who trash talks other people. If somebody is going to talk shit about you in business, if somebody's going to talk shit about their last business partner, it won't be long before they talk shit about you, even if it ain't your fault. Even if it's not your fault as to why the business didn't grow, the business didn't succeed, you guys went your own separate ways. If they're talking shit about their last business partner, it won't be long before they talk shit about you. Now, how does that work with women? Gentlemen, if you got a woman that talks about her exes like shit, she talks about her coworkers like shit, she dogs her dad, she dogs her mom, everybody's toxic. All the exes are toxic. All of them. It was all their fault. It was all their fault. It's never been her as to why she had a breakup. Ever. Never. It's everybody else is a loser, not her. If her world is like last week I did the show Villains versus Heroes. If everybody in her world is a villain, can you guess who's next on her hit list? Can you guess who's next on her hit list if you don't play by her script? If you get with a woman, and you can find this out early, dude, that if everybody she dated was the problem, everybody at her last job, last 2-3 jobs was the problem, everybody in her class is fucking up. She's doing a group project in school, and all her group project partners is the reason why the project failed. Everybody else is the problem. That's the accountability part. But she not only not takes accountability, but she also talks shit about them. She trash talks everyone. The mailman. She trash talks the people at the cashier at McDonald's. She can't stand the waiter and the way the waiter, and she's telling you, she's just talking shit about everybody. Every time she comes to you, she don't talk shit about you because you haven't gotten on her bad side yet. She has not gotten on your bad side yet. You have not gotten on her bad side yet. So she's not trash talking you. You're not trash talking her. But she's trash talking everybody else. You don't even do that, mind you. Remember, gentlemen, you can't do these things and expect your woman not to do them. Like if you're the kind of guy that is talking shit about his coach, and you talking shit about the homies, and you talking shit about this person, talk shit about that person all the time, then yeah, you a problem too. I don't expect you to be around a woman that doesn't do that, and you do it yourself. But if you were a woman that's always trash talking everybody else, man, it's only a matter of time before you next. And the thing is, this is where women browbeat their boyfriends or their husbands. I put up a video a couple weeks back of a woman. She was just talking shit about her man, talking about how he doesn't have good sex. And this is where if you allow a woman that you just met if you allow yourself to stay around a woman that you just met who's talking shit about a lot of people, you guys might potentially get into a relationship where she's emotionally beating the shit out of you. She's talking about you and how you're a shitty man and how you don't do this and you don't do that. And she's telling that to her family. She's telling that to her cousins and her sister and her mama. She's telling that to your friends. She's talking to you like a dog. That is typically the precursor to the woman that dogs you out in the relationship once she gets her claws in. Y'all done already had the baby. She done already got the ring, whatever it is, because you ignored that red flag early on. You can find this out super early, and it's super easy to discover if a woman talks shit about other people. If she trash talks everybody, she's going to trash talk you. It won't be long before she talks shit about you. It won't be long before she talks about you, brother. You cannot deal with a woman who is always talking about everybody else. Don't do it. The next one, I have kind of mixed feelings, but I wanted to put this one in here anyway. I started to put it last. The next one is a woman who's clingy early on. Remember, this is early. A woman who is clingy early on. She's texting you 20 times a day. She's guilting you for not texting her back every time she texts you 20 times a day. She's not just a sweet girl. She's more of a leech. Let me tell you something. Women who are really clingy early on, they turn into an overly controlling kind of woman later on. That neediness turns into control later, and it could be a problem. It also speaks to self-esteem. I don't want you gentlemen to start feeling trapped because you're around a woman who's needs to be around you and is clingy and is always and wants to know every move. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be an elusive man. No man should be elusive. If you're in a relationship with somebody, you should be accountable to them. I believe that you should be accountable to your woman and your woman should be accountable to you. I don't think that there should be a relationship where I could do what the fuck I want to do and you don't need to know what I'm doing. No, we don't play those games, guys. That's that ghetto. We don't do that. But I also don't necessarily believe that you shouldn't have any autonomy over what you're doing and that you need to give. I mean, when you got a woman who is a leech and she's clamped on and she's just wants to know everything, that turns into a woman who's going to end up trying to be a puppet master and control and hook strings up and control your every move later on. That's what happens. What TikTok say? Oh, great job. I've gone live for 90 minutes. Damn, I've been talking that long. I got 3 more to go. Then we could wrap the show up. Gentlemen, if you get a woman who's clingy very early, that's a red flag. One thing is she will end up trying to control you later. The second one is she probably doesn't have much going on for herself. And so her self-esteem is probably in the toilet. And everything you become her whole world. Now, some of you men need that. Some of you men need a woman that's just clingy and because you got shitty self-esteem. I'm not talking to those gentlemen tonight. I'm talking to the men that needs to make moves, that has things to do, that got business to take care of, that's a producer male. You want a solid, supportive woman, but you don't need one that needs to be all up under your she doesn't need to be in your t-shirt. She doesn't need to be in your coat. She doesn't need to be, all breathing down your neck. She doesn't need to text you all day long. You want a woman that has things to do as well. She's busy as well. Whether she's busy doing things for you, entrepreneurs, remember I asked you guys the entrepreneurs early on, or whether she's doing things to make her life better. But a clingy woman early on, that's a red flag. Fellas, if you got a chick that's, and then mind you, I'm talking about a woman that basically shames you. Or no, guilt you. You know, we know sign language, right? Shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. She guilt you for not being clingy to her. That's a problem. All right. The next red flag I want you guys to pay attention to is a woman who lies about the little stuff. The person that lies about the little stuff. Do you know anybody that lies unnecessarily? Unnecessarily lies. Years ago, I was dating this girl. This is years ago. And she was supposed to go to Six Flags Magic Mountain with some of her friends. Whatever happened, they ended up not going to Six Flags Magic Mountain. They ended up going bowling. It was her and her girls. She told me that she was going to Six Flags Magic Mountain, the theme park, with her friends. They didn't go. They ended up going bowling. So the next day, or whenever it was, later that night, I don't know, later that night, next day, next 2 days, whenever, the next time I talked to her, I said, so how did they go at Six Flags Magic Mountain? How did the rides go? This woman proceeded to tell me that she got on Colossus and she rode this ride and she got cotton candy and she did all this extra shit at Magic Mountain. Only for me to discover that she never went to Magic Mountain at all. She went bowling with her friends. When I asked her, I said, hey, why did you tell me that you went to Magic Mountain and then made up this fucking elaborate fun time at Magic Mountain and you never went? You went bowling. Why did you tell me you went to Magic Mountain and you went bowling? Her response was, I don't know. That blew my mind. Her response was, I don't know why I told you that. What? You lied for no reason? Because mind you, here's the thing. It didn't matter where she went. I didn't give a fuck if she went to Magic Mountain or Disneyland or bowling or to the water park or stayed home or I didn't care where she went. But she told me she was going to Magic Mountain. She went bowling. She lied and told me that she went to Magic Mountain and made up a story as to what she was doing. Gentlemen, if you get it with a woman who fibs about where she was or who she knows, the small lies, let me tell you something, man, they add up to big ones. Them little shits add up to big ones. A woman who can't be honest on small things, if she can't keep it straight with you, she won't magically be a truth teller in the future. A woman who tells you small little white lies won't one day wake up and just be suddenly honest. It doesn't work like that, gentlemen. I know you might think it does. This is something you can discover early. A woman that tells little white lies don't end up becoming an honest woman later. She doesn't just wake up one day and start telling the truth about shit. That's not how it works. Those small lies turn into big lies. We talk about death by 1,000 cuts. Gentlemen, if you guys are with a woman who lies about small things like her age, is she wearing a weave, her makeup, her friend, who she knows, she don't know John, or she didn't really hang out with those girls. She said she got off at 5, but she really got off at 3. You find out later that she clocked out at 3, but she told you she clocked out at 5. And, you know, that 2-hour discrepancy. And to you, it really didn't fucking matter if she clocked out at 3 or 5. Just tell me the truth. But she just lied. Do you know anybody that lies unnecessarily? There's a lot of people who lie unnecessarily or tell small little lies that they seem inconsequential and insignificant, but they add up. And let me tell you another one. This is a caveat. This is a sidebar to this one. Avoid the woman that tells you it's no big deal. You know, a lot of people say, oh, it's no big deal. It's not that. Why are you tripping? That ain't no big deal. Like, why do you give a, like, that's nothing. Let me tell you something. Everything is a big deal. The smallest thing is a big deal. Everything adds up. A penny is no big deal until you have 100 of them and then you got a full dollar. Gentlemen, you need to avoid women who lie about the little stuff. The little stuff. And then tries to gaslight you with saying, oh, you tripping. That's no big deal. Why do you care? Avoid the women who lie unnecessarily and lie about the little things. Don't wait. Don't just ignore that, guys. Don't just ignore that, because she's not going to one day turn around and be this honest woman that you could trust. It doesn't work like that, man. Susie Q says it's about her character. Yes, Susie Q, that's a bar. I don't know if she's talking about, she said no lies taught. Yeah, so I think Susie Q's talking about these lies. Yes, it's about her character. It's the small indicators. Ladies, I'm telling you that you need to pay attention to this for men as well. But I'm speaking to the guys tonight. So yeah, gentlemen, you need to pay attention to people, women particularly, who lie about the small things or lie unnecessarily. Like, you lied about that and you didn't have to. You could have told me the truth and it would have been good. Like, in fact, the truth would have been better than the lie sometimes. You know, some people lie and what they're saying is worse than if they would have told the truth. They're like, some people lie like it's a knee-jerk reaction. Like, you know, like covering their mouth when they sneeze. It's so automatic. It's so, they lie so much. They don't know how to tell the truth. Some people don't know how to be forthright and honest and truthful. They've gone their life so many year after year after year after year lying that they get with somebody like you and they don't know how to fucking tell the truth. Gentlemen, avoid women who lie about the small things. It turns into big things. It does. She doesn't suddenly become a truth teller. And you tell her about it. All right? Gentlemen, you need to avoid women who disrespect your time. You need to avoid women who disrespect your time. So years ago, you know, for those that know, I'm a film producer. I was working with a boyfriend and girlfriend couple, but he was a director and she was an actress. And I came in as the producer. And I was supposed to do something on set. This is 2005. This is 20 years ago. So it's hard. It's remember what was happening is foggy, right? But we were shooting this like burlesque TV show or pilot. I think we were shooting a pilot or maybe a teaser or to a bigger movie. And I came in to produce that. Man, I was late doing something. I failed to do something that I was supposed to do as a producer of this particular film project. And they were paying me, this couple, they were paying me to produce. So him and her were the executive producers. I was just the producer. And I was late doing something that I was supposed to do. And that woman pulled me to the side. White woman, beautiful, red hair, and said, please, looked me dead in my eyes and said, don't ever, please. She said, please don't disrespect my time. That's the first time I heard that phrase. disrespect time. And I was there. Now, mind you, I'm this big producer. I've made so many projects. I was filthy rich. I'm thinking to myself, like, who the fuck are you? But I was wrong. Like, the reality is I was wrong. It was my fault. I couldn't blame nobody else. And so when she told me, please don't disrespect my time, I was frozen. And I had no rebuke. I had nothing to say back to her. I wanted to. It was tough to swallow. But I couldn't believe that this white girl had the audacity to tell the big black producer, don't disrespect her time. That woman was right. I was wrong. She was 100% right. And my respect for that woman skyrocketed instantly after I processed what the fuck just happened. After I processed what she had said to me, my respect for that woman skyrocketed, man. When she said, don't disrespect my time, I was like, and from that day, 20 years ago, because this happened in the year 2005. I remember what year we shot that. I always felt that men should not have anybody disrespect theirs. You got some women who are always late. You got some women who cancels on shit last minute. You done made plans. You know, she may blow off your plans to do something better. You know what she's telling you? She's showing you up front that she doesn't value you, brother. She doesn't value you. You know, maybe every time you go to pick her up, she sasses her way on outside late, got you outside parked. She's never meet you when, you know, she doesn't value your time. She doesn't give a damn about your time. She only cares about hers. Gentlemen, avoid women who disrespects your time. Every time you got somewhere to go, she takes forever to get dressed. She knows what time you're supposed to be there. She knows what time you made the reservations. Every time you text her or call her and say, hey, I'm pulling up to come outside, you got to wait an extra 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes outside in the car for her to come outside so she can get in. And every time it's oh, I'm sorry. Gentlemen, avoid women who disrespect your time, man. Don't wait for the heartache to figure that out. Your time is valuable too. And often, your time is money. Typically, much more expensive than hers. Don't you dare allow your time to be disrespected by a woman that you just met, just dating, getting to know. She doesn't value you. And it's a time bomb waiting to go off. And number 10, gentlemen. This is number 10. I got like 4 more, but I only wanted to do 10, and I realized I'm going for damn near 2 hours. Gentlemen. Avoid women who run the Victim Olympics. She's a runner in the Victim Olympics. She plays victim nonstop. She's a victim of everything. Everything is somebody else's fault. It's her ex, it's her job, it's the universe, it's the timing, it's the weather, it's the car, it's the everything, it's the neighbor, it's the roommate. She's always a damsel in distress. Always a damsel in distress? Let me tell you something, brother. If you get with a woman who is always in distress, you'll spend your entire life always rescuing her until you're drowning yourself. You will always be rescuing the woman who's always a victim until one day you're drowning yourself. There's people that run in the victim Olympics. I'm not going to get political. I'm not going to start talking about archetypes and personality traits and people who are typically like this. But I'm sure many of you guys can deduce it. There's a certain sector of our society here in America who's a victim of everything. There is no personal accountability. It is never their fault. It is always somebody else's fault, and they always need somebody else to come help and save them. They always need somebody else to come help and save them. Gentlemen, if you meet or connect with a woman who is always a damsel in distress, you will spend your entire life rescuing her because she's going to always find something that's oppressing her. Always. And you don't want that, man. You want a woman who's not always a goddamn victim. You understand? Cool. Now, here's the hard part, gentlemen. And this is what we ran into. Everything that I've put up on the screen right here, all 10 of these things that you guys see up on the screen right here, it took me decades to learn this shit. I've been dealing with this. I'm problematic in some of these. I have a personality problem that I need to work on at my old age of 52. I have some of these things that I have a problem with. The disrespect of time is one of them. I'm always late. All of these things here I've learned over time. I'm telling you these things to find out early because these are all things that you can find out early in a woman. And I want you to run for the hills. I want you to run for the hills. 51 going on 52, Chaos? Chaos knows. Now, here's the problem. Many of you men are going to ignore these red flags that I just told you about because she do that special thing in bed. Many of you men are going to ignore these red flags because she's pretty. She's sexy. She got ass. She cooks a mean steak. She does so good in these other areas that you're going to forego these ones. Let me tell you something. These ones here are the ones that drive people to divorce. These are not the ones, the 10 that I gave you tonight are not the ones that you just kind of like get over. There's personality traits that people have. That's why I said I got more, but I don't want to mention them. These here are ones that will drive you crazy over time, gentlemen. You do not want to deal with these 10 long term. Trust me when I tell you. She can be fine. She can be a 10 physically, and she knows how to bust it open the way you like it. If you are led by how she busts it open and her looks, you will be miserable in the future. Trust me when I tell you. Men, these are not fixer-uppers. These red flags that I've given you tonight, these 10 red flags, are not fixer-uppers. They're sirens. I want you to spot them early, man, and bounce. TikTok brothers, spot them early and bounce. Get out of there. You're not here to play therapist, man. And you're not a fucking punching bag. I get it. We are here to problem solve, but you're not here to psychologize all the problems out of your woman. I have a propensity to date women that have a broken wing. I have a thing for birds with broken wings, but it'll drive you crazy if you let it. You need to pick a woman who brings peace. Pick a woman who brings peace, not a war zone, man. Dodge these red flags. And if you're having trouble with it in yourself, because gentlemen, you can't have any of these red flags yourself, by the way. If you have any of these red flags yourself and you want somebody to guide you and work through them, give me a call. I got you. I need that sound bite. Which one? Get the chopper. Oh, get the chopper. the Arnold Schwarzenegger one? Is that what you're talking about? I'll go grab it. I appreciate you guys being here, man. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel and join the army. Join the army right here at YouTube as a soldier, or come on over to the SR Army as an officer at srarmy.com. I appreciate you guys being here. On Facebook, we have a Facebook group for non-member discussions. All you got to do is go to shannonrawls.com/bootcamp. Go to shannonrawls.com/bootcamp. It'll take you straight over to our Facebook group. Listen, guys, I'm Mr. Shan, the man with the plan. I've been there. I've done that. And not much surprises me. And you, my friends, are dismissed.
Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere beber. Pa' que el jefe se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en él. Como que ella quiere disfruta la noche, lo anormal. Creo que el novio teme que su relación va a terminar. Se da cuenta que no necesita a alguien más. Quiere un selfie para su Instagram. Ella ya no quiere relación, alguien que diga su condición, que solamente le dé traición, para después llegar con un perdón. Quiere hangar y ser de esos pibis que goza la vida y lo hacen como esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere ver. Para que el jefe se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer, perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en mí, que yo parezca en mí. No tiene sueños, solamente en sus sueños. Nos ponemos risueños con un norteño y mi flow brasileño. Yo te juro que es bueno, ya me doy el palo. Es empate si lo desigualo. Le gusta lo nasty y lo malo. Me traje un regalo. Ella ya no quiere relación, alguien que diga su condición, que solamente le dé traición, para después llegar con un perdón. Quiere hangar y ser de esos pibis que goza la vida y lo hacen como esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere ver, ella quiere ver. Para que el jefe se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer, perdió esa mujer. Lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que yo parezca en mí, que yo parezca en mí. Dime todo lo que ella quiere, nada ha sido regalado. Entre más independiente, más quiero estar. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, ella quiere ver, a que el jefe se dé cuenta que aquí perdió esa mujer, lo que quiere es enloquecer, ser la mujer que él quería ver. Esa chica quiere selfie, selfie, que ella parezca,